Don't forget to like and subscribe, and share your opinion down below. Am I the idiot for stealing my sister's only chance at having kids? So I am a 29M. I don't currently have a solid interest in having kids, nor am I opposed to the idea. I guess I have that if it happens attitude to the thought. I have a friend I knew since high school. For the sake of things I'll call him Larry, who I was very close to. I would call him my brother. I was also close to his son, Zach, 11. He'd call me Uncle Dan. Larry and I had a tendency to talk about a lot of morbid subjects, but the one relative to this story was what happens to Zach once Larry dies. Larry is cut off from his family due to the fact he came out as atheist. He's from a devout Christian family. He'd always say that he'd want Zach to go to me should he die. The time came sooner than I thought. Poor Larry ended up dying after a battle with cancer. Since then Zach has been staying with me, and honestly, it has helped me through this. He starts calling me dad now, and we've become even closer than before. I was happy to call this little boy my son. One time, my sister, who was also friends with Larry, came over and said she was happy that Zach is back up and running, and that he is going to love it at her place. I just assumed at that time that she meant he was going to like coming over there sometimes. Just 3 days ago, I went to a family function hosted by my uncle, with a lot of people including my sister there. My sister later came over to me and asked how Zach is doing. I said he's fine. Then she asked me the most perplexing question that spurred this entire shitshow. She asked me when Zach would be coming to live with her. I asked her what she was talking about, and she said that 6 months is too long of a temporary settlement for Zach and he should be fine by now to come with her. I said he was living with me full time, and that caused her to short circuit for a bit, and then explode. She said that isn't fair on her, as she was closer to Larry than I was, sure, during high school, and that I never wanted kids anyway. She then proceeded to scream that I know she's infertile, and that Zach was her only chance to have kids. She said this in front of everyone, might I add. Close bracket. That took a few seconds to process, and then flat out told her that she said was just messed up. I said she clearly only saw Zach as a way to satisfy her motherhood dreams, not as a human being. That caused her to start crying, and my mom shouted at me to get out, to which my uncle said no, you and Avery get out, which made them both scream and cry, which forced my brother-in-law and uncle to force them out. After that, a lot of my family members started harassing me via text, calling me an ass for taking away my sister's only opportunity to be a mother. The only ones on my side is my uncle, brother-in-law, and my eldest sister. I know I'm not an asshole for taking in the kid, but I wanna know if I was an asshole for being rude to her like that. Not the idiot. Zach is not her chance at motherhood. Zach is Zach. A grieving little boy who has fortunately found a new home with a loving guardian and should not be passed around like a trophy in the saddest story competition. Keep up the good work, OP. And I'm so sorry for your and Zach's loss. Not the idiot. Your sister legitimately just assumed that you'd be giving up the loving home you provided for a child you care about just to satisfy her wanting a child. She definitely deserved what was said to her because that's how she was acting. Not the idiot, not even a little bit. Larry discussed his wishes with you, not your sister. She decided to make a scene and it blew up in her face. Your sister needed the reality check. Am I the idiot for telling my daughter the truth about why I wasn't in her life? To start, my ex and I were 19 when she got pregnant. We had recently broke up and she found out a couple weeks later that she was pregnant. She said she planned to get an abortion but only wanted her sister there. So I was always under the belief that she had aborted. She only contacted me once saying it was done and we didn't speak again. Fast forward 19 years later, I found out a month ago that was a lie. My ex passed away 3 years ago and my daughter Kara has been living with her uncle. He was the one to reach out to give me a heads up after she expressed an interest in wanting us to connect. He and I spoke at length because I was feeling some pretty strong emotions like rage for never being told about her. My ex had backed out of the abortion but didn't want me involved because we were broken up, so decided just not to tell me. But he told me that Kara doesn't know about that. Apparently I wasn't ready for fatherhood because we were both young, so I bailed. I couldn't believe it. Rob, her uncle, told me he knows his sister was wrong for that but promised Kara doesn't have any negative feelings towards me, and my ex never painted me as some villain, just a young guy who knew he couldn't properly care for her. He asked me not to tell Kara this when we talk if she asks, and because it could hurt the way she saw her mom. I never actually confirmed I would. Kara messaged me and we've been talking. I've met her twice and it's been crazy emotional. Looking at this girl who looks just like me and hurting that we're just barely getting to know each other. So far our conversations have only been about what her life was like, how my life is, what her wants, future goals are, and getting to know each other. We met again Tuesday and she finally decided to ask the obvious questions about what made me not be involved. How did I feel, what went through my mind, did I ever think about her, etc. I had been thinking about what to do, but in that moment, I just didn't have it in me to lie, so I was honest. That I was told about the abortion, had no idea she even existed until now, but that I still really want to be in her life and have the chance to be her father if she wants that. Kara was a bit emotional, we talked some more, and said she still wants me involved. That night my messages were blowing up. Not just from Rob but her grandparents as well. They're all outraged for telling Kara about her mom because she yelled at all of them and is refusing to even take their calls. Yes, the lie was terrible, but I just ruined the image she had of her late mother for my own benefit. Rob called me a selfish D for not taking into consideration how this would affect Kara finding out about this. So right now, I feel like crap. I get honesty is the best policy, but in this case I don't know if I was an idiot for doing it. I'm still learning this whole dad business, so don't know if I dropped the ball here. Not the idiot. Your ex lied. Your ex created this mess. I'm sorry she has passed, but she did this. You have no obligation to continue a lie you had no part of. Your daughter deserved the truth. You said fast forward 19 years later? So your daughter is 19 now. She's an adult and deserves to know the truth. You should not be expected to make yourself out to be a deadbeat dad just to avoid tainting the memory of her mother. Not the idiot. Not the idiot not to speak ill of the dead, but Kara's mother did this to herself. It was unfair to both you and Kara to keep you apart for all these years, and doubly unfair to expect you to maintain a lie. Will it be painful for Kara to process this and reconcile the truth with her own image of her mother family? Absolutely. However, the truth is the truth. I hope you and Kara continue to build a strong bond. Am I the idiot for shutting myself away in my office and making my husband deal with our kids? God, I'm so frustrated, and to top it all off I keep being berated through the door about how much of an idiot I am being right now. My husband isn't working at the moment. He had to leave his job due to issues with anxiety. I am the breadwinner for our family at the moment. We have a set of 2-year-old twins. I told my husband, if he wants to quit his job, that's fine, but I expect him to step up and start doing more around the house, as well as caring for our little ones whilst I'm working. He agreed. I thought that was that, but lo and behold, he keeps holding himself up in the bedroom and playing games, and leaving the majority of the childcare to me whilst I work, which is near impossible. Today I had a ridiculously important meeting, and have been warning him of it for the past week, saying I can't look after the kids when I'm in the meeting. He kept saying it's fine, it's fine. Well, today came around, and what do you know? He's in the middle of his league game and can't pause. This was minutes before meeting, so I had to think quick and I put the girls in the bedroom with him, closed the door and ran to my office. The meeting went well, but now he won't stop berating me through the bloody door. I absolutely do not want to leave the office right now because I cannot be bothered to deal with him, but at the same time, I feel insanely guilty and I know I should have done something else instead of just putting them in the bedroom with him. I do feel like a bit of an idiot. Am I the idiot for locking myself in the office, practically forcing my husband to care of the kids? Edit to add, Husband is in therapy for his anxiety and does take medication, which definitely seems to be working. Comparing where he was a year ago and now, there is a positive difference. Not the idiot though, of course this should be dealt with on cool heads later on. If he's not working he probably has enough time to play when the kids are asleep or something. He should let you be comfortable doing your job. Working from home requires discipline from the people around you, above all. Not the idiot he is berating you for you making him do the absolute bare minimum of taking care of your children. You are the sole earner, and he is putting his video games before your work. He seems inconvenienced by taking care of his own children whom he made with you and whom he agreed to take care of because he stopped working. How do you feel? Guilty? What else could you have done? You did the only sane thing and the thing you and your husband agreed upon. He has no right to be mad at you. You should be mad he forgot your agreement, and it sounds like you should be mad he isn't just flat out taking care of them during all of your working hours because he doesn't have anything else to do. Not the idiot. At this point, I would have a discussion with a lawyer about your options for separation, divorce, and what you can do to ensure a fair custody support agreement. Your husband likes the current arrangement where you work to support the family and care for the children, which is why he became so petulant when he actually had to care for the children himself. It's unlikely he will change willingly. Are you prepared to juggle all these responsibilities while he plays games indefinitely?